and welcome to another training session for money management brought to you by Simple Saving Habits. My name's Danielle, and I've been a budget coach for many years helping families get out of debt. Over the years, I've noticed people have the same questions over and over, so I created Simple Saving Habits as a resource for those interested in better money management skills. This training session will cover how to use a loan amortization schedule. This Excel file you see on screen can be found online at simplesavinghabits.blogspot.com. The link is here in the right-hand corner. Loan amortization schedules can be used to determine true costs of borrowing money. This schedule is good for analyzing big purchases such as mortgages and cars. Using this document is fairly easy. If you currently have a loan, start here on the left-hand side to enter information. If you are looking into a future loan, start on the right to determine how much of a payment you can afford. I'm going to go ahead and walk through an example of how to analyze a mortgage for a new home. So let's say you need to take out a loan for $225,000 and you know that your APR is going to be 4.5%. Now, mortgages usually come in a 15-year or a 30-year term. Let's go ahead and look at a 15-year and then can go back and look at what the 30-year comparison looks like. Given this, your payment on that 15-year mortgage will be $1,700. You can now take that value and plug it in into the right-hand side. For the date, I'm going to go ahead and use January 1st of 2015. The current loan value is at $225,000. APR is again 4.5%, and the minimum payment is at $1,700. Now your loan amortization schedule has been filled out. To go through this a little bit, here at the top you have your loan summary. This total loan that you're borrowing of $225,000 will fully cost you $309,000. You will be paying $84,000 worth of interest over 15 years. Here in this section it tells you the number of payments you're going to make, the years it takes to pay that off, and the final loan payment dates. Scrolling down, you can see your schedule and every single payment for any point in time over the next 15 years. Important fields that you might want to take note of is this principal and interest. Here, even though you're making that $1,700 payment, half of it's going to principal and half of it's going to interest. As time goes on, that principal amount will increase and the interest will decrease, as you can see. Another important field to look at is your cumulative payments. This tells you how much you've paid over time. So in 5 years, you can see actually how much you've paid towards your loan. So if we take down to year 5, that's the 60th payment you would make, you would see that you have made $103,000 worth of payments towards that loan. You'd still have $166,000 left on this loan. So total, at that point in time, this loan will have cost you $269,000. So let's just get some information to look at. If you want to do a comparison, you can see what this would have cost you had you done a 30-year. Changing this to a 30-year loan, you see that your payment did drop to $1,100. If you move that into your minimum payment, you can see that your years of payment is 30. It takes 360 payments. But that total loan just shot up to $410,000. And you have been paying $185,000 worth of interest. That's $100,000 more had you have gone with a 30-year over a 15-year. So this just goes to show, even when you have low interest rates, borrowing a lot of money over a long period of time really does add up. If you want to save money on loans, you'll need to pay additional money against the principal. There's 2 ways to do that. You can increase your monthly payment. So say you know that you can always pay $100 against your principal every month. So if you would plug that in here, your new monthly payment is $1,200. And that $1,200 is reflected here in your schedule. You can see in the summary section that it has knocked 5 years off your loan. It will now take 25 years to pay off your loan. Your total loan has dropped to $377,000. So that was from the $410,000, and you're saving about $33,000. If you can't always pay a minimum increase, you might want to then just look at extra payments. Now, this extra payment section is to be used for when you know you can make a payment, but it's going to be a varying amount. So this can be used when you know you get your tax return back, and you always put about $500 towards the loan every spring or so. So if you just plug in that value here, you'll see that your loan payments, the extra payments, has gone up. And as you continue to make these payments, it'll continue to affect your loan, and ultimately the interest will drop, and the value of your loan will eventually cost you less over time. So there we go. So $2,500 worth of extra payments can knock a year off your loan. There's different ways to play around with this schedule, tailoring this to what you can afford and when you can afford it. Well, that's all I had for this training session. If you have any questions, just reach out to me on Facebook. I'm on there, Simple Saving Habits, and let me know. Thanks for doing this training session with me.